welcome to the second video this week. Personal record. I'm gonna be not reviewing really, but just looking at some taunts, some suggestion taunts from Community Hub that Team Fortress 2 has. We'll just go through them and maybe you find something that you want to see in the game as well. Because I have already looked through some of them and there is some pretty decent stuff in there. Let's begin. Alright, for starters we have... I think it's called Toy Soldier Taunt, at least that would be pretty accurate. I mean, the SFM is gorgeous. That is pretty obvious. But the taunt itself I think is quite mundane. I don't know. I said yes. I'd like to see it in the game. It's taunt. Next up, I have the Bombastic Baraban. This one is actually great. Because of the music. And they didn't have full... Oh, no one wants to see that. They didn't really have a full soundtrack in there yet, but from what I can see right now, this is wonderful, and I would love to see this. And I do very much support the creation of this taunt. Next up, we do not have a specific taunt, but rather the effect for taunts, new and unusual taunt effects. It's fucking ugly, if I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you. I mean... No. Just no. I'm sorry. And this one is a timeout therapy. It is a medic taunt. And it's basically the equivalent to the spy where he's sitting in his armchair reading. Only it's a little, I don't know, it's less classy. I suppose you could say it's a thing to behold. I don't know. I'd like to see it in the game, but I'd much rather have this one. Because this is a sitting taunt as well, but it's for the scout. As always, a really nice SFM.
Hey, yeah!
And just watching the video of the taunt is already mildly infuriating for me. Because I can't stand the sound of someone eating next to my ear. Which is why I think this is a great addition to the game. Because taunting is, in the very sense of the word, making fun of someone, and if I see this in the kill cam, I know I'm gonna punch a hole in my screen, so hell yeah. Please put this in the game. Number 6, I think this is, might be number 5, is the Highlands Hustle. I mean, damn.
On this. Oh yes! Now that's quality.
Yeah, I really don't know. I'd rather see the other taunts in the game first, but this one's pretty nice as well. If you think differently and want to have this in the game more than anything, then you can put your vote in there. Mine's not going anywhere. Now, yet another Demoman taunt, the Drunken Sailor.
Time has been
It appears this one's only really meant for static use, like somewhere on the card.
Get going!
And what this SFM does not show at all is that when you taunt on a card, the game glitches out like shit. So I don't think this is a good idea in general, because if you do the stationary, it's just boring. I'm sorry. for whoever created this, but it's just not something I personally wanna have in the game. Now this one's today's highlight. Fuck yeah. I mean, jeez. The spy soundtrack they are playing in the background is relatively accurate, I must say, because this is some sneaky stuff. The only thing I think is gonna be a little bit of a problem is that on no map I know is there any trash cans like this one. So if you see a trash can anywhere, you just know you gotta shoot it to get a free kill. But I still think this is really awesome. There is 80 discussions and 270 comments for this one. Usually it's a lot less, so I can't be the only one that wants to see this in game. Next up, another looping taunt, Carefree Cookout. Let's restart this real quick. This is boring, but I would like to see it simply because we already have the cooking taunt for the heavy. And this would make for a nice addition, so you could... I think this would work quite well in the game. Maybe not within the narrative that we originally had for the game, but what we have now is really fitting with this one. So I think I'll go through like 4 or 5 more and we'll call it a day after that. There's another heavy taunt submission, the
Trotskyist.
Alright, the Trotskyist Tricycle.
Here I come! Run, coward!
This is one of those things where you, at least I look at it and I immediately think this can't happen. You can't put this in the game, but it wouldn't be the first time something absolutely stupidly hilarious was added. So I say it's not unlikely that they just put this in the game. And honestly, just because it is so dumb, I do want to see it. So next one would be another looping taunt for the Pyro. Wow. Looks like it's an alternation of the banjo for the Inchi, I was about to say, but apparently not. Holy shit. Yeah, I'm not completely 200% happy with the soundtrack that they are playing, but in general I'd say this is a pretty decent taunt. Okay, now one that is not next in line, but I do want to show you because I think it's great. This one's not the highlight of today because we already had that, but it is still a very nice taunt. Though the SFM isn't as great as the other ones, I must admit. It speaks for itself, I think. And it has the same soundtrack in-game, so it's beautiful. He looks so happy too. Look at his face. Whoop. Maybe I can get a better freeze frame. Yeah, there we go. This is awesome. It's not quite as popular as the trash can for the soldier, but I do hope that it somehow sneaks into the game with the next update. That is probably coming soon. Well, with all that being said and all of those wonderful creations being shown, I want to remind you that you yourself can vote for any of those in order for them to get more popular, and if you do vote for them and maybe comment on them like I did for this one, if you show it support, basically, there's a pretty good chance it gets added into the game, so be sure to do that. A lot of work goes into this kind of stuff, so check out the creators, and I'll wish you happy Easter, because why not? It's Easter Sunday in like 4 days. Goodbye.